Alright people, Mike Saladin here again. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm just gonna go through my Platinum Trophy journey for God of War Ragnarok. Bit late to this game, but I finally played it and I must say I quite enjoyed Ragnarok a lot more than the 2018 game. I think I was one of the few people that wasn't that into the 2018 game. Didn't think it was a bad game or anything, it just didn't hold my interest as much as it did for other people. But in Ragnarok, I found this game really, the character writing was a lot more compelling for me personally. And I just like the dynamic of, Kratos teaming up with Freya and Atreus going off to hang out with Thor and Thor's daughter, and just all the different sort of branching storylines that were going on with each of the characters. I found it to be a lot more compelling and interesting to follow. These side quests that you were doing, like this making amends trophy for helping Mimir put something right in his past by freeing the big fish whale thing. That kind of side quest and all, that all had really good writing. Uh, and these sections where you went off as Atreus, I was worried I wasn't going to like them that much, but Atreus really grew on me in this game. And I thought the gameplay with him, the archery, was really fun. And I definitely enjoyed playing as him quite a bit in this game. And I actually really looked forward to a lot of the stuff that was happening with him, like when you went to hang out with Thor or whatever. It had some of the best writing in the game. Most of these trophies were all for pretty simple stuff at the start. Just leveling up something, powering up some armor, fixing a slot in the amulet, stuff like that. It wasn't until near the end of the game where some of the trophies got a bit more tricky. Some of the boss fights were ramped up quite a bit, such as the Valkyrie Queen and the Berserker King. Some of those fights were really tough, and that's where the Platinum Trophy hunt got a bit trickier. But all this other stuff was pretty straightforward. Uh, like just follow along with the story basically, and do as many favors as you could when you ran into them, and you just sort of knocked out trophies pretty easily. Most of these I'm going to be getting here. Yeah, this was a side story trophy for doing the jellyfish, freeing the jellyfish guys in the elf realm. Another side story trophy, I think this was for petting the wolves when Kratos goes off with Freya. They do a little side mission where the wolves track down some raiders, and Kratos becomes closer with the wolves. That was a really nice side mission. Rebel Leader, I think that was for getting a hammer for this dwarf guy. Another little side mission. Trials by Fire, this was a really great combat section where you went to do the combat arena challenges. They really made me appreciate the combat in the game. You just had to get really good at the combat, even on an easier difficulty, to be able to get through all the trials. And they didn't overload the trials. There wasn't too many of them, like 100 trials or something tedious. I think there was only like 24 of them if you count them up. Off the leash. This was for fighting the wolf, the giant wolf boss, Gorm or Gram or whatever his name was, before he became Fenrir. Really great fight. Really enjoyed that. Comeuppance, that was for beating Hamdale or Heimdall, or however you pronounced his name. Really, probably the best villain in the game, if you want to call him a villain. I just thought he was a lot more hateful than sort of Odin or whatever, and I really enjoyed fighting him and finally beating Heimdall. That was a great fight. Full belly, this trophy, yeah, this was just finding all these chests and getting the health upgrades and the rage upgrades. I think it's for collecting all of them. Again, wasn't that hard finding all the chests. They're pretty easy to spot. And then the puzzles for unlocking them. Some of them are trickier than others. But yeah, you can get through that pretty easily. Another trophy for upgrading the amulet there. Invasive species. Yeah, that was for completing the Nocturnal Predator favor. This is out in the crater where I was doing some side missions and stuff. The Librarian. This is for collecting all the poems and lore scrolls or something like that. There was only 14 of those, so that wasn't too bad. Collecting all the poems. And yeah, the Curator, I also got that trophy for collecting this final poem. I guess it was for getting all the artifacts as well. That poem was counted as an artifact, I'd guess. Rightful Place, this is for turning Ratatoskr for getting his squirrel friends all back. Or collecting his pets or whatever it was. I think that's what that trophy was for. And then returning all the deers. There was 4 or 5 of those you had to return to Ratatoskr. Pretty simple one. They were all in the crater. The sort of big expansive side mission area. Phalanx or whatever that said. That was for getting all the shields. Took me a while to get that one because I just didn't bother with any other shields aside from the sort of first one you get. I don't know why, I just liked that one the best. Dragon Slayer, yeah, this was for building the dragon armor. I think after you've beaten all the dragons in the side area. Better Together, this was another story mission where Kratos and Atreus, they went off to start Ragnarok. You basically had to fight the 2 Valkyries that came after you. Ragnarok, yeah, this was for beating the main game really. Defeating Odin, and then you're sort of in this epilogue section where you're talking about what happened. That's really the final part of the main game. Now this was the boss fight against the Berserker King. Gonna leave in the entire fight for this one because it was probably one of the harder parts of the game, and again I really appreciated the combat system once you were fighting an enemy like this. And I was doing this on actually the easiest difficulty, and I was still getting my ass beat because I had a tendency to sort of bash buttons, sort of panic a little, and just try to throw everything at this guy as much as possible. And I was really using the Blades of Chaos a lot, even though they didn't do as much damage as other weapons. I'm not sure why I was so insistent on using them, because I saw other people, like they explained, and when I looked it up after the fact, that the axe or the spear can actually be upgraded to do more damage than the blades. But for some reason I quite like using them, clearly. And they were working out for me, so might as well use them. Again, I probably didn't have the best strategy when I was fighting this guy. I didn't get the best armor set up or really look into it too much. I just sort of kept throwing myself at him, trying to get better at blocking his attacks. Because really that's the key to being able to win these tougher fights, is if you get good at parrying with the shield and sort of blocking all his heavy attacks, and being able to roll out of the way of those unblockable ones, and then just trying to get your best abilities with each weapon, try to get them used whenever they recover. And other than that, just spam attacks on him. Get Freya to hit him with arrows every now and again. Never miss an opportunity to hit him with the shield, because pretty sure I had a perk on this shield that was, if you block them at the right time, you can knock some health off them for Kratos to recover his health. I think that's the shield that was doing that, or maybe it was just after you caused a certain amount of damage, eventually he would just drop a bit of health. Now, I needed the resurrection stone. I did have one, luckily, before I went into this fight. And you get one chance to be resurrected. Doesn't really help you out that much because it only brings Kratos back at half health. But it was a bit of a lifeline. And I clearly did need it because, because I still only had the boss sort of at quarter health. And the Kratos really does not have a lot of health left here, even though I just used the resurrection stone. So I do have to play a bit more carefully at this point. I'd gotten him down to this sort of dangerous area with his health before, but I always just kept messing up and not being able to block certain attacks. And once you mess up badly, it's hard to recover at this stage. But I was just wheeling on him a lot. Managed to get some useful blocks with the shield. Managed to get off a powerful move there. Another one there. Again, using the Blades of Chaos. Swap to the spear. Managed to knock him out of the air here, I think. Did Freya get some shots off on him? Yeah, we knocked him out there because the spear, he had some spears lodged in him, so I blew those up. This was such a close thing, actually, looking back at it. Kratos is one hit away from just being destroyed. Managed to recover some health there, but again, if he hits me with like a powerful enough attack, I'm just done anyway. So I just had to keep hammering him here. Don't give him time to breathe. Swap to every weapon possible, just rain spears on him. Get Freya to spam arrows. Oh, that was so close there. Come on. Oh, that was close as well. Again, Kratos is literally one hit away from being taken out. Missed that attack, that was bad. Managed to block that, Again, I was getting better at blocking, and it's what saved my life here. Managing to parry that is what won this final fight, and it felt really great to do it, just like barely getting by it. Even on easy difficulty, this was a really challenging fight, and I was really happy when I got through it. And yeah, there you got the little trophy, gold trophy. Definitely deserved a gold trophy for doing that. People who are better at the game maybe didn't struggle as much, but yeah, I wasn't really a master of the combat, so I was really happy when I got through that. Collector, I think that was for getting all the relics. The final one I needed was in the prison that only shows up in the epilogue or the end game. So you do have to explore a little after the end game to get these flowers as well, the florist. Shame there was really nothing for doing the florist, just this trophy. And I suppose you get some satisfaction for helping Freya find some flowers, whatever. And then finally, the last fight of the game, and the last thing I had to do in the game, was this Valkyrie Queen fight. Toughest enemy in the game. Beat my ass for ages. Again, much like the Berserker fight, you just had to get good at blocking. Just spam all your best special moves on her. Try to dodge when you can. Make sure you always knock her out when she's gonna do one of those attacks where you can use the shield on her. Try to pay attention to what Freya is shouting about what arrows to use. So you make sure you swap to the sound arrows or the purple arrows or whatever. I saw that unworthy attack so often. That's just when she jumps on you and starts stamping on Kratos' neck. Pretty funny to see it 100 times, like, and you do eventually get annoyed seeing it because it happened to me so often. I was so bad at dodging that attack. But again, I just kept spamming all the special moves, used up Kratos' rage, kept trying to get the shield hits in there. Again, mastering the shield is really how you get through all this. you just have to be trying to block as much stuff as you can and to parry her and sort of get her into a stun lock state. Shield was really helping me out there. We stunned her for quite a while. Again, just spam your special attacks. Accidentally messed up with Freya there. I didn't have her on the right arrows, so I couldn't knock the Valkyrie out of the sky there. But eventually I realised I had the wrong arrows on, so I kept swapping back. Stunned her again, just sort of bullied her into this corner. Again, got caught with this attack. I was really bad at getting out of the way of it. But her health was really far down, and I hadn't even been taken out for the first time yet. Because I had a resurrection stone for this fight as well. Got that little rage attack in there. Had a shield again. Really, again, much like the Berserker fight, it's because I got good at using the shield. And started to learn how to dodge quite a lot of stuff as well. Unfortunately got hit with that big wing attack. Swapped to the Blades of Chaos just to get one of their attacks out of the way. Because now and again I'll just swap to another weapon just to see if it's recharged its ability or not. I think I do get knocked down here because Kratos had such little health. And I'd been at this for so long. I was just trying to really desperately get in there. Sort of missed timed some stuff. Thank God I had a resurrection stone, because imagine dying there when she had like one hit of health left. She came very close to turning this around because I was so desperate to just beat her. And it was really cinematic the way Freya jumped in there and blocked that attack. And then we finally got like the last hit in on her. That was a really cinematic way for this fight to end. And I really enjoyed that Freya did that move where she just sort of ran in and saved Kratos from being destroyed. And there was this little cutscene after. But I think I just ended that clip there. And then I got the gold trophy for defeating the Valkyrie Queen. Another deserved gold trophy. Hardest fight in the game for me, probably. Some people found the Berserker King harder. But yeah, I found the Valkyrie Queen tough. Funeral for a friend, that's just going to the little funeral side quest. And then getting through the end credits. And also I should have got the platinum on those same end credits. Yeah. So another small clip of the end credits, because that's when the trophy popped. So yeah, God of War Ragnarok, great game, highly recommended, and very fun platinum trophy. Thanks for watching.